Hi, Eric Wilson here, independent licensed mechanic with 30 years of experience. The next 6 to 7 minutes, I'm going to show you the inside story on this 2018 F-150 so you can make yourself an informed decision. Now, coming in on the front left wheel, you got about almost 100% tread on all season radios, so you got a whole pile of good tread on your front, and you're set up for the winter as well. Now, coming behind the front left tire, first thing I want to point out, this is the outer tie rod. This is the most important thing in the whole car because it's the only thing that holds the wheel to the steering. This joint is tight. Critical. This is the lower ball joint. Now this is critical as well because it holds the wheel to the chassis. It is tight. This rubber boot here is full of grease, and this rubber boot here is full of grease, and that's called the CV, the inner CV boot and the outer CV boot. And it's important, if they're ripped, there'll be grease all over the place, but it's important not to be ripped because the grease lubricates the axle that drives the wheels forward. Now here, if you follow this shock up here, inside they're full of oil. If it was leaking, you'd see it dripping all the way down here. And see for yourself, good and dry. Your left spring suspension, no cracks, no breaks. Now coming behind that guy, now in your brakes, you've got about 25,000 K left on your front brakes. This is your upper ball joint on the left hand side, and again it's tight, and that's critical. Holds the wheel to the chassis. This is your left sway bar link connected from here to here, connected and doing its job. Now right here, if you just a little harder to see, but this is a leak point. If it was going to leak, it would leak right here, and you can see for yourself, good and dry. In fact, leak wise, I'm not seeing, I'll just give you a shot under the motor here. Okay, inside the motor there, that's a leak point right in there. If it was going to leak, it's leaking all there, and that is bone dry. So I'm not seeing any leaks so far or issues on the left-hand front side. Coming to the front right side, again, about 80 to 90% tread on all season radios. Coming behind, the right outer tie rod is tight. Your right shock and strut, follow it up again. If it was leaking, you see oil dripping all the way down here, good and dry. Your right outer CV boot, good and dry. Your right inner CV boot, good and dry. More importantly, this right here is a leak point. If it was going to leak, it would leak right here. No, it would leak right here. And you can see for yourself, good and dry. The lower right ball joint is tight. Your brakes, 20 to 25,000 K. Your right upper ball joint is tight. Your right sway bar link connected from here to here, doing its job. I'm not seeing any leaks on this car, on this truck, so far, or any issues. Now, another leak point would be right here where the drive shaft comes out of the tranny. You can see for yourself, good and dry. Another leak point would be right here, okay, because that's where the drive shaft comes out from the front diff to go to the front diff, and you can see for yourself, good and dry. Another leak point would be, and a little harder to see, would be right in there. That's where the drive shaft goes into the front diff. And you can see for yourself, if it was leaking, you see oil all over the place. It is bone dry. Yeah, I haven't seen. No, this is the bottom of the different of the what do you call it? The transfer case. And again, see for yourself, good and dry. So far so good as far as leak points go. Now this is these two here are your, see, this is your catalytic converter right there, and this is your catalytic converter right there. Now, the problem with catalytic converters is that people are reaching in there and they're going cut, and they're going cut farther up, and then here they're going cut, and you've got yourself about a $1,500 repair. Now, if you buy this vehicle, what I'm going to do free of charge is install a catalytic theft protection system that is going to stop that from happening. And that's, again, doesn't cost you a dime. We just want to protect your cat from getting stolen if you buy the vehicle. Now, following it down, your exhaust, all intact, no issues that I can see. Out your tailpipe, no issues with your exhaust. Now coming to the right rear side, okay? Your brakes, you got about the same as in the rear, about 25,000 K. Your right rear suspension, okay? If you follow down your spring, follow your spring down there, you see no cracks, no breaks. Your right rear shock, again, full of oil, and if it was leaking, you see it dripping all the way down here. That is good and dry. Another leak point would be right here at the front, at the rear diff, when the axle goes into the diff. See for yourself, good and dry. Another leak point will here at the bottom of the differential, if it's going to leak, and good and dry. Now okay, so the right rear side, suspension wise, brake wise, leak wise, no concerns. Coming across to the left rear tire, you've got about 80 to 90% tread on all season radios, same as the other side. Your left rear shock, again, another thing, if it was going to leak, it's going to leak right there. If it's going to leak, it'll leak all the way down here, good and dry. Your left rear suspension, follow it along, no cracks, no brakes on your left rear suspension. Another leak point would be right here. If it was going to leak, it could leak right here at the end of the shaft on the rear diff, and that side is good and dry. And on the right side, see for yourself, good and dry. So I'm not seeing any leaks in this truck so far. Suspension wise, brake wise, I'm not seeing anything of any concern. Got your spare tire there, got your class 3 hitch, kind of handy, and your 7-point trailer, your hookup there. So far, I'm not seeing anything of any concern on this vehicle. Okay, you've got 2006 112K, no cracks in your windshield, dash looking smart, your no check engine lights that I can see. All right, well, I'm going to take you out and show you the condition of the motor now. Nice little backup camera. Okay, with the motor running. Okay, shot of the exhaust. Not seeing any concern with your exhaust. Okay, you got the 3.5 Ecotech motor in these things, and they are very reliable. I have very little problems as a mechanic with them. So structurally, you've got a good motor, and I can tell by just looking at that, this thing has been well maintained. Folks, I'm not seeing anything of any concern on this truck in any way, shape, or form. So hopefully this will help you make an informed decision. And by all means, if you buy the vehicle, get a hold of me. I'll install the catalytic theft protection, and I'll give you a 10% fuel saving device that'll save 10% fuel for now to the day you scrap the truck. It would never stop working, and it's free if you buy the vehicle. Simply contact me. I'll be happy to take care of that for you. So now, if this is not the vehicle you're looking for, by all means, Roger is prepared to give you a tech video on every vehicle he's got. He's simply got nothing to hide. Hopefully this helps. Have a good one.